Hello, and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hello, and welcome back, or hello for the first time. Today is going to be a very basic episode, and I'm going to try to throw some petty screenshots. They may not be exact examples. It's like, please be patient with me because I have hundreds of screenshots in my phone, and I'm still trying to figure out a site where I can put them all and organize them by category. Yeah, that's how many I have. But today I'm going to be talking about dating versus expectations versus politics versus kind of like a lot of what I've talked about, but kind of condensed. Because do you know how annoying it is when you swipe left on a guy, or if a guy comes up or hits on you or whatever, and you say no thank you, or I'm not interested, or they come up with another profile and put a different image, or they change what they have in their profile and then try again, and then it's like, oh, but then they may have friendship or they may have something different in the profile. We're like, oh, okay, it's just friends, whatever. So then you swipe right or you say okay or whatever. Next thing I know, they're blowing your head or my head off, telling me, oh, so you'll talk to him, but you won't talk to me? What's wrong with me? Tell me, what's wrong with me? Oh, you're still single. So it's like, you better give me a chance. You're supposed to give me a chance. It's like, you're still single. That means no one else wants you. So you're supposed to give me a chance. Do you know that's happened to me more than once? Do you know that's happened to me like, because it can't just be happening to me, because men tell me I'm not good enough to marry or be with because of, one, my disability, and I'm black, and or because, like, some men even, oh, you're not marriage material because since you're not going to stay home, then dot dot dot, so many different reasons or whatever. So I already know men only see me as casual, men only see me as one night stands, men only see me as, yeah, anything but long term. And yes, I dated Mr. No Heart and Mr. Lock a Key for 5 to 7 years each, but it's like, one blackmailed me. Literally, like, I'm still trying to see if that's the right, but when he literally runs into the middle of the street while I'm driving away to never see him again, and he puts a knife to his wrist, telling me if I leave and if I don't become his girlfriend, then he's going to leave this earth. Yeah, that's how I ended up in that long term relationship. And he only wanted me to want me. He didn't like, and even when he was over consuming special candy, he would tell me all the time how he was going to leave me for his middle school sweetheart once he found her. And then once I finished my master's and I was like, ooh, I can leave. I could, because there was a time where I think he was so weak because he was consuming so much special candy. I knew it was my time where I can abandon mission. I can, it's like I said, I never wanted to be with him. He was never at the top of my, so, but yeah, that's how I got into that long term. And then the other one, or that, and my mother, like, see, and this is why I keep saying, parents, watch what you tell your children, because when you're told no one's ever going to want you, love you, or marry you as long as you walk like that. And then, so I dated Mr. No Heart, and I ended up with him because my walking was getting worse, and I thought I couldn't do any better, and I thought I had to settle, and I thought, like, no one else is going to want me, so I might as well stay with him. And so, and it became true. No one else is going to want me, or at least no one of value, because, oh my gosh, you should see the guys that write me, or the guys who yeah, it's like I've got a story for days, but when it comes to my standards now, total opposite of these guys, of those two men. One dropped out of high school, one dropped out of college. They both hated me for not only finishing high school, finishing my bachelor's, going back and getting my MA, then getting my MBA, and then during that I was getting my 3 certifications, and so they hated that. They hated that. And they would put me down whenever I'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to go for this position. I'm going to apply for like with Mr. No Heart, there were times where I was applying for pretty high up positions, and I would be so excited because I would have an interview, and he he wouldn't say good luck or I hope you get it, or he was just like, oh well, don't be surprised if you don't get it. It's like, oh, I doubt you're gonna get that job. I doubt you're gonna get that position. And so now with my dating standards, yeah, you thought I was off topic. I'm not allowing any men that's anything like these two fools. Because, yes, first time, shame on him, but with or Mr. Lakaki, shame on him. And actually, shame on him because the way that he trapped me, but then with Mr. No Heart, it's kind of shame on me because I knew he was toxic. I knew he was no good. But in the back of my mind, I was like, I have to have a guy. I have to have a man. It's like even at my church, they say it's like a woman, you're supposed to have a man. You have to have a man. But since I walk like this, no man's ever gonna want me, love me, or marry me. This is the closest I'm ever gonna get, so I have to be with him. I have to be with him. I have to stick with him, even though he's treating me like absolute garbage. I have to stay with him, even though it's like he won't. He keeps asking me for money, asking me for money. But then the one time, the only time that I needed it because I was working 2 or 3 jobs, just starting out, my car got damaged and or well it broke down or not broke down, but it needed work and a few $100s worth of work and everything like that. So quite a few $100s actually, because I remember like yeah, when I took like in previous episodes when I said that I owed my parents some money, it's like it's because it was that much money that was owed for the car or whatever to get fixed. But I right after that, when I got the car back and I'm needing to go to work, I need to get my life together. I needed like $20. The only time. No, he told me, he looked me right in the eyes. No. But do you know how many times I've loaned him $20 to $40 over the 7 years? He owes me at least $600, at least $600 when his vehicle got repossessed. And it's like some of you guys have already heard this, but it's like a lot of men keep trying to judge me on my dating standards, but I know what I've been through. I knew the challenges I faced. I like when Mr. Lakaki took me to the Olive Garden. Oh, I was like, oh, we're going on date night. Uh-oh. No, he only took me there because his special candy dealer was there. And then he kept saying, let's go, we're gonna go in your car, we're gonna go in your car. And I kept wondering why does he want to go in my car? He only wanted to go in my car because if we got pulled over, it was my car. So that means I will automatically have charges against me. And it's like, oh, I still didn't even tell the part about what happened with the Olive Garden. So I'm going to be doing that soon. Probably, yeah, it's Sweetest Day month. So, okay, I'll do that episode soon. But anyway, there are reasons why people have standards, and there are reasons why I swipe left on some men, and especially after Mr. No Heart told me, you're too old for kids, don't have kids, my kids are a mistake, you don't want them. It's like, don't waste your time, you're too old, blah, 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 this other. You should be thankful you don't have kids. He said this for the 7 years. When I was in high school, I was like, oh, I can't wait to get married. I can't wait to have kids in college. Oh my gosh. It's like after I finish, I'm going to get a career and then I'm going to start having kids. I'm so excited. But then dating happened. And then Mr. Lock a Key, Mr. No Heart, and then different men who, Oh, you're so bubbly. Yeah, you're not marriage material. Oh, you're so light skinned. You're not really black. Oh, you act too proper. You're a nerd. You're a square. And so basically it was diminishing me to the or and oh, you walk too funny. You walk our word and you're just a R word, aren't you? Blah blah blah. Oh, you might be smart in the head, but you're dumb in the legs. And yes, like I remember a guy telling me that and everything. So yeah, you've been torn down so much. You've been torn down. And then that's only with dating because I was torn down so much at home too. I was, and that, like, the reason I ended up dating these guys is because I was torn down so much at home. But now I'm at a point where I have to kick out all of the garbage I was told and realize that now I control who I am going to be. I don't know how long I'm going to be on this earth, so I need to control how I am going to be on this earth. Even though I know I'm a disappointment, I don't care anymore. I am proud to be a gray sheep. I am proud to be a disappointment to others. To others. I will be me. So, with what I've learned, I've created my dating standards because I've dated men who were incarcerated. I've dated men who dropped out of school. I've dated men who just told me that you're too old to have kids. Adopting is a waste of time. Why take care of kids that are not yours? I'm not wasting my money on somebody else's kids. You'll be stupid if you adopt or foster. And or like, because one of my standards is having long conversations. I don't want to talk. It's like, see, it's like women are for bed and a cook. That's it. Yeah. So for me, actually, I think I just found a screenshot yesterday or the other day. I would try to make sure I put it on here. There was this one idiot. I can call him an idiot because reading his profile was just like, okay, you're reading a little too deep with this. It's like, I think you have had a lot of parental trauma, relationship trauma too, because he was like, I have a high school education. I don't have higher education, but I can have deep conversation. You're really stupid for thinking that. But I'm like, hold up, hold up, hold up. If I said they were the same thing, because I have a college education or a trade or a certification. And then separately, I have be able to have deep conversation. If they're separate, that means even men who have high education, have higher education, a trade certification degree or whatever, that means some of them don't know how to have deep conversation. Having education doesn't mean you can't have an opinion. Can't does not mean that you know or don't know how to have an opinion, deep conversation, or be stimulating in the mind or anything like that. And so when I read his thing, I'm just like, he's just showing that why America's reading level and comprehension level is around the fourth and fifth grade level, because he doesn't realize I separated those two. That means I separated those two. And some people want to call me a bigot because I say that I don't want to date a Republican, MAGA, or Trump supporter, whatever. But so then they say I'm a bigot. I'm like, how am I a bigot when Black people are Republican, Hispanic people are Republican, anybody can be a Republican, people with disabilities can be a Republican? How in the world am I a bigot when anybody, everybody can be? It was like, I'm never going to be. It's like a Trump, like, oh, no, no. And I'm not compatible. So why in the world would I suffer? Why in the world would I punish myself and date somebody who I do not agree with any, like, politically? No. It's like, if I'm going to have stimulating conversation, I need to have someone, like, I talk a lot about politics. And do you know how many men have written me telling me, like, voting is a waste of time and women are vote emotionally, so we're not supposed to vote? And that I'm stupid for caring about voting, or I'm stupid for getting into politics. Because even during COVID, I love conversation. I was bored and I found out you can stream through the Meet Me Plenty of Fish Scout apps or whatever. And I was like, oh, I can start conversation. So at first I would conversate with other people, but then I started streaming on my own. And sometimes I would end up talking about politics because that I'm a nerd. I love anime politics and I talked about all of that stuff. And there was this one guy, and I was like, oh, because sometimes I would debate guys, but oh my gosh, there was this one jerk. He was like, oh, you always lost. They were lying. And they were saying, like, sometimes they would say stuff that was so false. I'm like, what did you say? What did you? Okay, get the website where you got that from. It's like, okay, yeah, our American educational system is proving themselves on why we have a lot of things we need to fix right now because the things kind of like because even one of them was talking about the Marjorie Taylor Greene crap about the Jewish lasers or whatever. That's the kind of stuff. But this imbecile was saying that the other person won. And I'm like, oh, okay. So you agree with the Jewish laser? I was like, okay. So I see what level of intellect you're at. Okay. But he kept coming back to me, writing me. And he was writing me such degrading, awful things. So I did respond to him because he's such a idiot. And I'm allowed to say that because it's like, especially with some of the guys on some of these dating apps, if you're going to call me a bigot, know the definition. And if you're going to call me a bigot, like, no. It's like, I have a right to have standards. And I know people who they won't date a black person, they won't date an Asian, they won't date Hispanic. I am just looking for someone who is genuine and nice, but also because of what I've been through, because of a lot of men who don't have a higher education, they it's like I remember I dated this one guy named Ben. He was a nurse. Yeah, and he told me that, oh, your degree is just an expensive piece of paper. All right. But then with COVID and everything, and they were offering to give the the service people like free education. He was so excited. He was filling out that paper. Oh, I thought it was expensive paper. No, it's just for a woman. For a woman, it's expensive paper. For a man, it's a degree. Oh, oops, my bad. My bad. And I don't know, it's just really crazy and annoying when men keep expecting me just to jump up for joy when I realized if I end up alone for the rest of my life, at least I'll be at peace. Because, yes, I do want kids, but the men who say I'm not black enough, the men who say I'm a white girl wannabe, yeah, I'm talking to the black men, and the men that say I'm a square, still talking about the black men. And the men who tell me that I have to date a black guy, so I have to talk to them and I have to give them a chance and I'm obligated because black love and remember our history, remember our past, but they're the ones who'd say that I'm too light and I'm not really black. But and then when I say that I'm writing the president about the Crown Act, they're laughing and calling me stupid. And then for disability rights, when I'm writing, like, cause yeah, I've written the White House a few times, especially public transportations for those with disabilities and other needs and everything like that too, because I care. But then men keep telling me that women are so emotional, they shouldn't vote. Oh, it's like politics shouldn't matter to you. You're supposed to have the kids. It's like men are supposed to vote. But then I'm like, oh, so when you have daughters, are you going to tell them a degree is just an expensive piece of paper for them? Are you going to tell them that they're only supposed to be able to cook and clean? Are you going to tell them that their worth is only what you tell them that is only for wifely duties, I'm not going to date a man like that. I'm not going to date a man like that. But it's like these men keep writing me and then they get mad that I don't respond. They get mad that I don't want anything to do with them. But no, I've dated men like that in my past. When I said I want to write a novel, and then I wrote the novel, and actually, yeah, the one novel is now turning into threes, a 3-part series. So that'll be, I keep saying it'll be done soon, and it will, but some of you guys already know that I'm starting my greeting cards business and the educational resources, which another one's going to be published soon. And then with the YouTube channel, I'm starting the Gray Sheep Society and even creating like Girl Scout kind of buttons. I'm still like, I think it's going to be the Gray Scouts, or I'm still trying to figure out the name. So it's like, I might look up sheep in Latin. I'm not sure. Make it, sound suave and sophisticated, French, Latin, whatever. I'll find out, figure it out, whatever. But anyway, see, it's like when I was in relationships in the past, oh, why are you doing that? Oh, that's so stupid. Oh, you're wasting your time. Who's going to care? Who's going to blah, 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 blah. It's like, and oh, you're too old. You're too old. It's like, you're a woman. It's like, I'm just at a point where can I meet a guy who is goal oriented too? Can I meet? I still have the dream of the Mrs. Obama, Mr. Obama. That's the kind of relationship. Because when they met, they were both living their dreams. But then once he went to become president, and it's like he was kind of doubting himself a little bit. She was like, "No, you got this." Then she uplifted him. She encouraged him. And then she was like, "You know what? Okay, First Lady, okay, I got this. I got the kids. I'll run this. I got this. I got you." That's the kind of relationship. Because it's like if I am in a relationship and I'm doing my thing, but I see he has something that he's trying to build and he needs motivation, he needs like services and things like that or whatever, I'm like, you know what, we got this. And I want him to own his own business. I want him to be able to run things. And if he needs, like, I've got him. But most of these men, or most of the men that write me, no. And there are some guys who they have their own business. Oh, some men who don't have their own businesses, but they don't have higher education. Oh, I have more money than any of these college people. I have more money than. Okay, it's not about the money. And see, that's the ignorant thing. Some of these men act like I just want the education part because that means more money. The money has nothing to do with that. A lot of guys who have concentrations or even being a plumber, electrician, they have a drive, they have a passion that is like they studied something so much. They know something so like because even if I ended up marrying a plumber, when he got home, it's like if he gets into the details and or he's trying to figure out, oh, it's like oh, this one house and there's like the piping and blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, dude, let's go. It's like, what parts do you need? Okay, it's like I don't know much about that stuff, but I would learn for him. I would listen for him. That goes to the deep conversations. Like if he has that kind of passion, I was like, and or if business is slow and he's trying to get more customers, it's like, cause I like while he's working it or whatever, I'm probably gonna be working on his website. I'm probably gonna be like give it like having a protocol or a directory of all of his past customers, and then for Christmas mailing out holiday cards with it's like, hi, do you know anybody who's going to be needing any services? Please don't forget. And then it's like, hi, if you've had our services, would you mind going to the website and giving a rate, an honest and genuine rating? I'm not going to say give a 5-star, but I'll say give a genuine, because I never want people to think, oh, we only want 5 stars, because if we can know and learn how to grow and be better, that's what the business needs, blah blah blah. So I don't know, it's just really frustrating now with a lot of the men who they even like, some of them, they don't know anything about me, but they tell me to come over, or they tell me to give me their address or phone number or whatever, and excuse me, it's like, I don't know you. I don't know you. They don't care. They don't. It's like when I tell them, okay, what about talking on the phone first? No, they don't want to talk on the phone. They just want me to come over so we can chill and get to know each other. Okay, no. Gas is expensive. Time is expensive. So can we like while we talk on the phone, I can work on my novel. While we talk on the phone, I can design another greeting card. While we talk on the phone, I can work and do something else. So because first we're on a trial basis and I'm trying to see, do I have genuine interest in you? Because a lot of times I don't. And flip side, a lot of times they don't. Some of them find out that I'm a nerd. And at first they're like, oh yeah, it's okay, it's okay. Then we talk on the phone and I'm like, oh my gosh, if there's this new anime and I start talking, or there's a documentary that I just watched and one of the guys like, oh, you actually watched that. Yeah, I said I watched it. Oh, but I didn't really think you actually paid attention. Um, what? So I don't know. It's just really annoying, really frustrating to the point where I'm just kind of like, these men don't expect much of us. The ones that keep talking to me, like I said, most men, they only see me as casual. They don't see me as much of anything. And the ones who do see potential or quality in me, they want to quit their jobs and they want to live off of what I'm building. And then when I say no, you still gotta work, they run. And I'm like, okay, shoot fly, don't bother me. But anyways, it's frustrating with how men expect me to jump when they say jump and to go to dinner when they say go to dinner or chill when they like, no, no. I have standards for a reason. And I'm tired of men telling me that because I'm single at my age, that I need to drop my standards in order to just find a man. Why am I going to find a man that's only going to dilute who I am and take away my identity and take away the prize that I am capable of being? Why in the world would I allow a man to steal the joy from me? Why will I allow a man to take away who I am? No, I refuse. So, anyways, this is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I already, oops. Well, anyways, so at least it's like, I already know I'm not perfect. I'm a disappointment. Gray Sheep Society. Well, you know what? Yeah, Gray Sheep Society. That's what I'm going to call it. And I'm going to make the pins and everything like that too. So I'm already talking to the illustrator and everything. So I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of happy. So, oh my gosh, because yeah, once she has those, I just need to find someone to manufacture them. But anyways, yeah, this is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too. Don't let anybody, and men don't let the women, because like since I only date men, yeah, that's why all my examples are men. But if there's a woman who's doing the same thing to you, run. So, ladies, pay attention, please. It's like I'm at the age where I'm like, I'm too late for this stuff. I'm done. I've retired. And it's like men still keep writing, and it's more for my amusement. I haven't been on a date in uh, 8 months. And I only went on that with like this guy was lying up a storm with how interested he was to me, but I fell for it. I fell for it. Especially he started talking about politics and he's a Democrat and how like I mean I'm like, okay, at least you're probably gonna be voting for Kamala. At least we got that. But other than that, yeah. Like once I realized what he was doing, I blocked him on almost every there was even another social media. I saw his picture and I'm like, ooh, block. So yeah. Anyways, take care. Have a great day. And don't make the same mistakes I did. You are of value. I let everybody else tear me down. Don't let these people tear you down.